Palestine.
I think we should continue.
Continue.
Go, son. Continue.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Guys, we can be louder than that. Come on, I know we can. From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free.
Louder! Come on, louder. From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Israel out of West Bank!
Israel out of West Bank!
Israel out of Gaza!
Israel out of Gaza!
Israel out of Palestine!
Israel out of Palestine!
Israel out of Lebanon!
Israel out of Lebanon!
Israel out of Syria!
Israel out of Syria.
Israel out of Yemen!
Israel out of Yemen.
Out! Israel out!
Israel out.
Out! Israel out!
Israel out.
Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. Once again, Melbourne has proven that rain, hail or shine, we show up for Palestine. Rain, hail or shine.
We show up
For Palestine!
Rain, hail or shine.
We show up for Palestine!
Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the rightful owners of the lands on which we are all gathered on today, and paying my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land.
Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land.
Just as Palestine always was and always will be Palestinian land, from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up wearing red. Today we will be drawing the red line our government refuses to. The red line our government refuses to amidst an ongoing genocide. Shame. Shame! For over 77 years, Palestinians have been calling out the ongoing occupation, genocide and crimes against humanity being committed against them by Israel. And for the last 77 years, our government has continuously decided to do nothing. Shame! For almost 2 years now, we have seen an escalation of the ongoing genocide. We have been calling on our government to take action consistently, day in, day out. And those calls have fallen on deaf ears. Shame. Palestinians are being bombed minute by minute, second by second. And instead of taking action, the government is calling on Israel to exercise restraint and abide by international law. Shame. Palestinians are being starved to death. Shame. And instead of taking action, the Australian government is simply calling on Israel to exercise restraint and abide by international law. Hospitals are being bombed. And instead of taking action, the Australian government is simply calling on Israel to exercise restraint and abide by international law. Gaza is under a blockade and siege. And instead of taking action, the Australian government is simply calling on Israel to exercise restraint and abide by international law. We are witnessing an ongoing genocide. And the best our government can do till today is call on Israel to exercise restraint and abide by international law. Shame. The Australian government can and must take action. ago. It should have taken action years ago, and it should be taking action today. Boycotts, divestments, and sanctions. It is quite clear and easy. Calling on Israel to exercise restraint and abide by international law didn't work 77 years ago, and it is not working now. Action is what we need, and action is what we demand. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you that continue to show up and demand action. We need to continue demanding action. We need sanctions imposed on Israel now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not in 5 years' time. It should have been done 77 years ago, but now is the time. We do not have a second left, a second to waste. Every second that goes by, every minute that goes by is another Palestinian life lost. Palestinian lives matter. Our government must take action now. Now I want to begin and introduce our first speaker, who needs no introduction, Dr. Samak Sadawi. Dr. Samak is an award-winning playwright, author, and poet. Dr. Samak is the founder and director of Hatawiyat Productions and a board member of PARA, the Palestine Australia Relief Association. Please welcome Dr. Samak Sadawi. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Thank you. And thank you all for being here. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land.
What a moment in history we happen to be in. As daily massacres slip into the margins of the main everything, wiped away from public domain, hushed into whispers on radio broadcasts, written and then unwritten in teleprompt scripts never to be televised. What a world we live in when genocide is merely a point of view. When truth invades our living rooms begging to be seen, heard, refusing to be erased, tenacious and stubborn like Gaza, like Palestine, like this glorious gathering here in Naarm, like every voice in every city on this earth shouting loud and clear, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
What a time. What a time when massacres fall from political discourse and get shoved into the nothingness of our daily press as headlines reduce war crimes to less. Call it self-defense. Call it security measures. Call it a war on terror. What a time to preach that art should be apolitical, that music should only be entertaining, that theaters must comply with trigger warnings and avoid at all costs getting feelings hurt. What a crazy circus, so funny, if not so tragic. What a time when they think they can shrink language, declare a war on words, but not on war criminals. When leaders of the so-called free world bow in utter humiliation. In fact, they fall to their knees at the altar of Israel's occupation. They are so eager to please. When elected officials falter, we must rise. So we rise and we scream, boycott, sanctions, divest. My dear friends, I'm supposed to be here today to talk about the marking of the 58 years of occupation. But I got a bit confused because, there's also the 77th year of ethnic cleansing and the countless massacres and the eradications of international humanitarian law. So let's be honest. At this point, we actually need a mathematician to crunch the numbers, to calculate the innumerable massacres, and to distribute them over monthly or daily or even hourly calendars of commemoration. The truth is, there is not enough time in the universe to address their misguided belief that the answer to injustice is more injustice. Don't they know that the more they destroy, the more unbreakable we become? Don't they see that the more they kill, the higher the tide rises? Still, our government continues to stay knee-deep in complicity. Tell me, how is it that our Prime Minister still can't get himself to use the word genocide? The best he could do is say that blocking aid is completely unacceptable. Isn't this the same language we use to rebuke kids? Honestly, like you say, honey, it's totally unacceptable for you to miss school today. I mean, what a time. When our Prime Minister chooses to be so blind to history, even as history is revealing itself with certainty. On this day, there are ships sailing to Gaza. There are many other ships. And there are many other ships washing ashore, abandoned and empty, as more people desperately jump ship, distancing themselves from the massacres that Israel commits. So indeed, what a time. What a time to see the tide turn, to see the sea rise, as brave warriors consumed with justice perfect the art of making hope, their faces beaming at us through screens unfiltered, uncensored, unbridled. They are the dream of a better world. So know this, the aid ships that are sailing for Gaza, they're not just sailing for Gaza. They're sailing for us, to ignite us with light, to break the silence with truth. No child should die of hunger. No child should be dismembered. No child should be remembered as a fleeting name on a list of martyrs. So what a time it is to witness, to be part of this movement, to end not only the genocide, to end not only the ethnic cleansing, to end not only apartheid, but to end Zionism itself, this racist, criminal ideology. So, let's say it until it becomes a reality, and it will become a reality. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sana. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Dr. Sana is so right. What a time. What a time to be involved in this movement. We are witnessing the end of Zionism and the end of Israel. We are witnessing the mass mobilization of humanity for Palestine like we have never seen before. That is something that we all need to be incredibly proud of. Every second, every moment of the last couple of months, we have all been mobilized for Palestine like never before. Palestine has been at the forefront of our conscience like never before. And we have mobilized like never before. We will witness the end of Zionism. And it will be because of each and every one of you who have been mobilized over the last couple of months and over the last few years. It will happen each and every single time that you feel deflated and you start to question whether or not you have been effective. Just think of all of the accomplishments that we have seen thus far. And know that we will see a free Palestine very, very soon. From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Our next speaker is Dr. Bassel Al-Bahsi. He's a Palestinian specialist anesthesiast, currently the Deputy Director of Anesthesia at Eastern Health in Melbourne and affiliated at Monash University Medical School. He was born in Gaza, where hundreds of his family still live, and where tens of them, mostly children, lost their lives in the current genocide. Shame. Bassem's father is a survivor of the Nakba, and he's still living in Melbourne and still telling his family stories about the happy life they lived in Palestinian villages and cities before the Nakba and the atrocities he witnessed during the Nakba. Since the start of the genocide in Gaza, he has been involved in many local pro-Palestine actions, including an active role in their local grassroots movement, Menzies for Palestine. Please welcome Dr. Bassel.
Thank you very much, Dear friends, I begin by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people, the traditional custodians of the land we standing on, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And also I acknowledge that this was a never ceded land, still was, it was and still will be an Aboriginal land. Now, just to say I was a bit of a hard act to follow, but I'm going to put a personal color to flavor to my talk today, and we'll focus on what we're trying to commemorate the 58th anniversary of the 1967 war, where the rest of Palestine was lost to occupation. So as I said, I have a personal story today, and it's the story of my father, who, as you've heard, a survivor of the Nakba, whose resilience in the face of adversity made me into who I am today. My father was 18 when the Nakba hit and forced him and his family from their home, like many hundreds of thousands of other Palestinians, from their home, from their villages and from their cities. And also he had a personal loss, because at that time he was actually awarded a scholarship to study for a university in England, which was of course lost after the occupation. Yet, despite the hardship of life in the refugee camps in Gaza, in Deir al-Balah, where most of my family now still live, he actually managed to finish university in Cairo and work as a teacher in Kuwait. Now, with never wavering ties to the land of Palestine and hopes of returning at least to Gaza, if not to our ancestral village of Safir Sharqiyya, he invested in land and began building a house on the land in Gaza in 1967. And then the occupation of Gaza happened in the 1967 war, before the house was even finished. And he was denied the right to return to this land, which is the land to which he was displaced in the first place. And then, as I said, still hundreds, if not even thousands of our families still live in Gaza, in Deir al-Balah refugee camp. More than 50 of them so far have lost their life, and more than half of them are children. But the 1967 war, what we call al-Naksa in Arabic, which means the setback, goes, for the Palestinians, goes beyond this personal story, far, far beyond. Because to start with, al-Naksa had replaced the fight for the right of return of the 1948 refugees to their cities and villages by the new fight for the basic human rights of the inhabitants of the Palestinians who live in Gaza and West Bank. Most of those are the refugees who were displaced from the 1948 villages and cities. It also, after al-Naksa, the rights of the Palestinian to historic Palestine to return to their villages have been replaced by the new 5 for the mere withdrawal of the Israeli occupation from the land they occupied in 1967, which makes only 22% of the full area of historic Palestine. And also An-Naksa led to the loss of Palestinian control and sovereignty over Jerusalem, and brought the Zionist claims on the holy city into nightmarish reality. That threatened not only the Palestinian claim to Jerusalem as their national capital city, but it's also threatening the safety and integrity of the Christian and Muslim holy places in the city, as you've all seen what's happening, for example, to Al-Aqsa Mosque, and as we've seen how the Zionist forces insult the Christian worship. So the 1967 war have led us to the current Palestinian reality, not just in Gaza and West Bank, but also the whole of Palestine, to the current reality of brutal occupation, apartheid, daily killings, daily demolitions, more illegal evictions and land grabs, more settlements, and more rabid settlers, bringing in more violence and brutality with the full protection of the IOF army.
Fuck you, Israel!
But that's not all. That's not all. The reality now, after Al-Naksa, and what followed it, as Dr. Sabawi have detailed, of the many massacres and killings, is that Palestinians are trying to call any tiny or piece of land they can get a state. Palestinians are counting any hollow recognition of the statehood of Palestine by any country as a victory. Palestinians are hailing any phony support for the so-called two-state solution as support for the justice for Palestinians. And I can even claim that the ongoing genocide in Gaza is an indirect result of the 1967 war. So, going back to my personal story, what does my father and all other Palestinians think about their right of return to Palestine? My father is now 95, and he's still telling stories about the Blad. The Blad is what Palestinians call their ancestral villages and cities. He still has dreams of returning to his ancestral village, but he's realistic. At 95, his chances are small. However, he instilled that dream and firm belief in our right to return to our ancestral village in us, his children. We in turn have instilled it in our children, his grandchildren, who in turn also instilled it in their children, his great-grandchildren, and few of them are here among us today. So, if my father can overcome his physical frailty and can join us here today, he will no doubt be shouting with us, "Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!"
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bassett. From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
One, we are the people. Two,
We won't be silenced!
three,
Stop the bombing now, 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 now!
one,
We are the people!
two,
We won't be silent!
three.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now!
Thank you so much, everybody, for continuing the momentum. I know it's cold, and we're all standing out here in the freezing cold, but this is what resistance looks like. This is in fact not even that difficult when we consider the reality of Palestinians on the ground. The least we can do is show up, rain, hail or shine, right? Our next speaker is Bassel El-Gratis. Bassel is a Palestinian refugee who over 18 years. A son to refugee parents, he is a civil engineer who has previously been a member of numerous student and Islamic organizations in Melbourne and has taken a part in a number of direct actions and rallies. I think he's no stranger to any of you. He is one of the main organizers here in Naarm. Please join me in welcoming Bassett. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon everyone here today. I just want to say, probably on behalf of every Palestinian on this planet, particularly those in Gaza, it fills my heart with joy to see so many people turn up on a day like this, and having been turning up that long. So give it a round of applause to yourselves for that. I'll begin by acknowledging the land which we meet today and extend that acknowledgement to the elders of this land, past, present, and emerging, and any who may be amongst us today. We gather today to commemorate the Naksa, the 1967 Naksa. The day when close to 500,000 people from Palestine and Syria were displaced as part of the offensive that the Israeli regime started on the Golan Heights, the West Bank and Gaza. We gather to commemorate the thousands of Palestinian lives that have been lost, the hundreds of Palestinian villages that are being wiped off the map, and as a result of the acts and violations of the Israeli state. And there are hundreds and thousands of Palestinian families that have been torn apart as a result of that. We gather today to commemorate the stories of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians like my own father and his family, who were displaced in 1948, only to be displaced again in 1967 and never return to their homeland. We gather to commemorate the hundreds of thousands of Palestinians that have been displaced in 1967, like my own mother and her family, who lost their own lands and had their village wiped off the map. We gather to commemorate the stories of millions of Palestinians today, scattered across every continent on this planet, on lands that doesn't belong to them, speaking languages they don't know, and having to fight for their most basic human rights until this very day, all as a result of Israel's atrocities and violations over 77 years of illegal occupation. We gather to showcase the catastrophic failure, the degeneracy and the hypocrisy of the world governments and its institutions, the international laws they profess to protect and the human rights that they brag about, that failed the Palestinians in 1948 Nakba, that failed the Palestinians in the 1967 Naksa, and continues to fail as of this very right moment as we're speaking right here. It's a matter of historical fact that the members and the leaders of Israeli society today and the leaders of the militias that committed their atrocities against the Palestinians before 1948 were the same people who led government and army in 1948. They were the same people who led governments and armies and political parties in Israel in 1967. And until today, they are the descendants and the same people and people with the same ideology that are committing the genocide that we are witnessing in Gaza today. There's absolutely no difference between them. While the scale of the genocide in Gaza today might be larger and much more intense than what we've seen over the last 77 years, than what we've seen in 48 to 67 and the many massacres that occurred, the people committing it are the same. The political ideology is the same. The society that repeatedly votes in government are the same. The displacement, the starvation, the restriction of movement and the destruction of property is the same. The land theft, the violation of human rights and international laws is the same. And more shockingly, more than anything, the deafening silence, the financial and political support, and the lack of action and pressure by the world governments and its institutions, including our very own government, is still the same. History is recorded so we can learn from it. And if there is one lesson to learn about Palestine, is that when a rogue terrorist state like Israel, when a rogue state shits all over your international laws, when they shit all over your human rights, all over your words of condemnation, all over your words or empty words and promises and sanctions, and continue to commit their atrocities over 77 years, it becomes evident and it becomes a duty upon the world governments to put these words into action, and those who are governed to hold them accountable for it. What we have been doing for 77 years cannot and will not continue for the next 77 years. While it may be late, now is the time for our government to act. It's time to exercise the means available within its power by applying sanctions, by severing political and economic ties, and by recognizing the state of Palestine as a sovereign state. It is time to enact laws that stop the criminals that travel from these lands to the lands of Palestine to participate in the genocide in Gaza, and prosecute those who come back having committed these crimes. It is time to sanction companies that feed the Israeli economy and keep the military complex in operation. It is time to recognize Palestine as a sovereign state, and that Palestinians, like other nations, have an inherent right to decide for themselves, have an inherent right to decide their future, and have an inherent right to their land, and more importantly, have an inherent right to return to their own land that they were displaced from it 77 years ago. 77 years from now, the people will be commemorating the genocide in Gaza. They will be recalling the silence, and they will be recalling those who spoke up and those who stood silent while this genocide took place. It is our duty as the Australians in this land to hold accountable those in power and make sure those who represent us on the world stage have put our name on the right side of history and have represented us as defenders and protectors of international laws and human rights that we profess to care about and defend. We have failed to act in 1948, and we may have failed to act in 1967, and we may have failed to act since October 7, but we will not allow that failure to continue into the future and into the generations to come. The rights of the Palestinians are non-negotiable. There are inherent rights that have been fought for by blood and martyrs, that we, the Palestinians, we fought for in previous generations, and we will continue to fight until every single centimetre of the land is returned and every refugee goes back to where they belong. In the words of Umar al-Mukhtar, the leader of the resistant fighters in Libya at the time of the Italian colonization of Libya, when he was being led to his execution at the hands of his colonizer, where he said, "We are people who do not surrender. It's either victory or martyrdom. You will have to fight me and fight the generations to come. As for my legacy, it will outlive the legacy of my colonizer." We as the Palestinians have fought in 1948, we fought in 1967, we fought for over 77 years, and we will continue to fight every single minute and every single hour until we return to our lands, free from colonization, from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nasser. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestinians have the right to resist. And we will resist alongside them until Palestine is free. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Now, before we get marching, we have a couple of community announcements. The first one is that we have a rally on the 12th of June to cut ties with genocide. We're asking Mersk to cut ties with genocide. We're meeting at Birch Street. You can head down to Unionists for Palestine and Free Coalition Naarm's Instagram page for a copy of the flyer. There's also a copy of the flyer that's being distributed. Please make sure that you attend. It's really important that we cut the supply chain. We cut the supply of weapons to Palestine and try and make sure that the bombing stops. So please, yes. So please make sure that you attend and you attend in numbers. Call your friends and your family. It's really important that we do get involved in direct action and we do stop the supply chain. The next one is that there is a film screening and Q&A of Palestinians Don't Need Sidewalks down in White Horse. So if you are in that area, in that municipality, get involved, head down to White Horse Palestine social media pages, get your tickets and make sure that you attend. We also have, thank you. I believe actually Ahmad is going to make an announcement of this, so I will get Ahmad to come to the stage to make the next announcement. Ahmad?
Thanks guys. I just want to say that, thank you. There has been a change in the last few weeks. You might have noticed it as people are starving to death in Gaza, that we've seen more and more of the world's politicians and the media pretending as though they care. After 19 months of slaughter and genocide, we're now supposed to be convinced by some weasel words from European governments, from the Labour Party here in Australia, and from our corporate and mainstream media, that they somehow have hearts. They want to rewrite the history to pretend as though they were on the right side, as though they were not in favour of these crimes. Well, we know that they have been, and we will remember that. I bring my son up here, Nidal. He's 11 months old. He was conceived during this genocide. He was born during this genocide. He is now 11 months old in this genocide. 20,000 children like this, at least, slaughtered in this genocide. This is what our world has been watching and supporting. But all of you, all of us, can say with pride, even if we did not succeed fully in stopping these crimes, we are on the right side of history. Unlike every politician in every government in the world, we are on the right side. We have mobilized and we will continue to mobilize. The next protest that I want to announce is happening on Friday night outside the politician Peter Khalil's office. Put your fist in the air if you know who Peter Khalil is. This is a man who claims to represent the people of Melbourne, migrant communities, progressive people. He's Egyptian, And yet he stood with the government of Israel through this slaughter. He declared himself the Minister for Social Cohesion purely in order to try and win an election. Unfortunately, he was able to win by the narrowest of margins. But we have not forgotten him. And we will continue to mobilise against him until he's driven from politics in Australia. So on Friday night at 6 p.m. outside Peter Khalil's office on Sydney Road, I want to see as many of you there as possible. This genocide is not over, and neither is this movement. Thank you. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Gaza!
Long live Gaza!
Thank you, Rahman. Now, for anybody who missed it, just for the film screening of Palestinians Don't Need Sidewalks, that film screening is on the 14th of June. So if you can make your way there and get involved and attend, that would be great. Thank you. Now, I think that listening to everybody speak over the last few months, listening to the realities of Palestinians for over 77 years, and watching our government continue to be complicit, it is clear that we could be and should be doing more. Weekly protests have been continuing and are continuing. And our government is continuing to ignore us, shamefully. We voted with our conscience when the election came. And I'm going to be honest, the whole system is rigged. It was rigged against us. The votes spoke for themselves. We saw swings in Peter Khalil's electorate, for God's sake, where he had a safe seat. And we shifted that seat and we made sure it was no longer safe. And despite the fact that we voted with our conscience and we have shown them that our votes matter, and despite the fact that we've shown them that we stand for Palestine, they continue to refuse to. Shame. So, we are building a national movement. We are going to converge on Canberra. On the 20th of July, we are building a mass rally with people from across the country, from each and every single state. And we are asking everybody to head down to the source, to where they are making decisions, and we are going to be demanding that this government impose sanctions on Israel now. We will be having a national rally on the 20th, on the Sunday. On the 21st, we will have a national campaign planning day. We're going to try and make sure that we maintain momentum nationally. We need to be working together across the country to liberate Palestine from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
And then Parliament will be meeting for the first time on the 22nd of July. So we will be hanging back until Tuesday. And we will be making a fuss and demanding that they impose sanctions when Parliament meets on that day. We need to make it a big rally. We understand that people won't be able to make it for all 3 days, and that's totally fine. But please make sure that you try and pick one of the days, particularly if you can make it down for the Sunday or the Tuesday, that would be incredible. We need to make our presence known. Unfortunately, because of the landscape of this continent, it's very difficult for us as Australians to meet in one central point and rally and show our numbers to the government, like they do in London, for example. But we're going to make it happen. The 20th of July, everybody be there. Tell your friends, your family, grab a poster. We need to make it a big one. On the 20th of July, we will be making it clear the Australian government must impose sanctions on Israel now. Are you with us? Will we see you on the 20th of July? Amazing. And just a reminder, the weekly rallies continue. We are not going to stop. We're not going to rest. There are going to be a number of actions between now and then. Make sure that you spread the word. Make sure that you attend every single action that you can. We cannot stop and we cannot rest until Palestine is free. From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
All right, now let's get marching. We're going to draw the red line our government refuses to. Thank you so much to everybody that has shown up. You're wearing red. Let's make a statement. Let us march down to Flinders Street. Let us draw the red line our government refuses to. Let us demand sanctions. Let us demand justice and action now. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
I'm so excited for this rally. Like, I cannot.
Beautiful woman!
I'm just like really excited to announce this rally. Like, let's go. I even take this
Yes, it is. I'm good, how are you? Good. See you tomorrow, or Monday? Tomorrow. Yeah, it is tomorrow, is it?
Yes. Can't wait.
I think most people are coming, aren't they?
Yeah, about 20 people. We count about 20 people. Yeah.
That's really good.
And we're going to have some Lebanese pizza.
Yeah, I was wondering about lunch. Well, no, they provide lunch.
we organize actually, Fernanda organized something. Yeah, so we hopefully we get good outcome of it. Inshallah.
sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. In a thousands and a million. We are all Palestinians. In a thousands and a million. We are all Palestinians. Free, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. We want peace. We want action. We want peace. We want action. We want boycotts. We want sanctions. We want boycotts. We want sanctions. We want peace. We want action. Buenas tardes. We will never will never let you die! We will never let you die! We will never let you die! There is only one solution! There is only one solution! It's for the revolution! It's for the revolution! It's for
What's left is violent settler colonialism.
We must protect Starbucks at all costs. The sun's out, yay!
Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! On Friday was the aim for the Muslims, the 2 million Muslims, unfortunately, the vast majority of them dead, even celebrating. Shame on them. 2 billion, 2 million dead people, except a few of them. Shame on them. Our children, our wives, our families celebrate the Eid. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. This is the announcement which is the Muslims, the Prophet decided. The humans are equal. Their right to separate each other, to protect each other, equality. No one bigger than others. Take their right, equal with everybody. 1,464 years, he announced 1,464 years. Every human equal to the others. But we still love the earth, not equality. 7 billion people are on the coming. Every earth, one, we worship. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Biceps for displacing native Palestinians to create that state is somehow justified by all the
Thank you. All right. So Roger. Roger, Roger. Roger. Left ready. Left Palestine. Roger. Roger. على عكا راجع، على حيفا راجع، على بيتان، على بارية، على عكالان، راجع عبلادي، راجع على مبلغ، على جنين، على جنين، أبو الكريم، على رب الله، على رب الله، على الخليل. أنا راجع راجع، أبو الدعم، أبو الدعم، أبو جبريل. أنا راجع راجع، عابر التبع على الناقة. أنا راجع راجع، راجع لبلادي، راجع لبلادي. Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Just right here. Literally right here. It's really just the one here. We only
Testing again. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the sea to the river! I keep coming in, everyone! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the sea to the river! One, we are the people. Two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. Genocide since 48. Israel is a terrorist state. Keep moving in, guys. Keep moving in. Genocide since 48. Israel is a terrorist state. Israel out of West Bank. Israel out of Gaza. Israel out of Palestine. Israel out of Lebanon. Israel out of Syria. Out, out, Israel out. Out, Israel out. Keep moving in, everyone. The crowd is massive. Keep coming in, keep coming in. Make space for everyone else. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Genocide since 48. Genocide since 48. Israel is a terrorist state. 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 Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. It is incredible to see a sea of red today. It has been incredible to watch us draw the red line our government refuses to. Thank you so much, each and every single one of you. Give yourselves a round of applause. The last time we met here, the last time we marched all the way down to Flinders Street Station, I gave a speech at the end of the rally, and for those of you who were here, you might remember somebody came up on the stage and grabbed the mic from me. In that moment, I think many of us were kind of shocked, right? Many of us were shocked. I had to sit with that experience, and a lot of people kind of came up to me after the fact. In the moment, when things are happening to you, you don't think anything of anything, right? But it took me a while to actually recognize the fact that that was a physical representation of what happens to Palestinians on a daily basis. Palestinians are silenced on a daily basis, and so are allies of Palestinians. Whether it be people having their mics dragged away from them at protests, to people screaming at us, saying the most disgusting things when we're advocating for the rights of people who are being massacred before our very eyes. Whether it be Palestinians who are advocating publicly, being dragged by the media, just for speaking truth to power. Just this week, activist Grace Kane had Mike strip their deal with her because she's been advocating for Palestinians. Shame. Whether it be Ramza Abdel Fattah, who's been dragged through the mud, to the incredible Palestinian activist that's standing right beside me. But like I know you say you're fine, and we are fine because we will continue to resist. Each time they try and do something disgusting like that, each time they try and silence us, it just fuels us. It fuels each and every single one of us to resist. It fuels us to continue speaking truth to power. It fuels us to continue to stand for justice and continue to stand for Palestine. They can try and take our microphones away from us. They can try and exercise sneak campaigns. They can try and cancel deals with us. They can try and take away our employment. No matter what, we will continue to resist. Because standing for Palestine is what's right. And there is no greater sacrifice. No greater sacrifice. Palestinian lives matter. Whether it be losing our employment or being smeared, that is the least of our concerns when Palestinian lives are on the table. We will continue to resist and we will continue to demand justice for however long it takes and no matter what is at stake. Until Palestine is free, from the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
And we have people putting their lives on the line for Palestine right now. For those of you who are following the Freedom Flotilla, we have people that are trying to break the siege actively right now as we speak. And in the coming weeks, we have over 2,000 people from 50 different countries who will be going to Palestine to also be involved in breaking the siege. People from Australia will join activists from across the globe, marching to Palestine, marching to Palestine. From Cairo all the way to Rafah. From the 13th of June to the 20th of June, with the hopes of reaching Rafah on the 15th. We need to keep our eyes on the Freedom Flotilla. We need to keep our eyes on the people that are marching to Palestine. And we need to keep our eyes on Palestine. We will not allow Israel to get away with this genocide. We will not stand by and idly watch. All of these actions matter. Let's see the siege broken. broken. Let's see Israel held to account. Let's see action now. Now today we are marking the 58th anniversary of the Nakba. The 58th anniversary of the Nakba, where the West Bank, Gaza, the Golan Heights and the Sinai Peninsula were occupied by Israel. Shame. Today, we are seeing the most devastating realities of Palestinians under occupation. We need to continue to condemn them, and we need to continue to demand an end to the occupation from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Now, I want to introduce our next speaker, an activist who needs absolutely no introduction, Tasneem Samak. She is an organizer with Free Palestine Coalition Naarm. She is involved in so many of the activist groups, a grassroots organizer, a soon-to-be doctor. Please join me in welcoming Tasneem Samak. I want to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Wurundjeri people, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
I also want to acknowledge the Palestinian martyrs and the Arab martyrs who passed during the war, during the Nakba War. And until today, our people have been resisting. And if you know about the Nakba, it was a war. It was a war where the Arab armies were forced to surrender. And that's something for us to think about, and I don't want to take much of your time, but just to bring you from then to the present moment, this war is also similar to the Nakba. It's a war where a Palestinian setback is the aim. The setback is what happened in 1967. Palestinians lost most of our land. We lost East Jerusalem, and Al-Aqsa became under Zionist occupation. We lost the Golan Heights, as Sarah said, the Sinai Peninsula, which Egypt restored in peace treaties that were of compromise and ones that the Arab region rejects. And then today, what is being forced upon us is normalization with the Zionist state. Shame. But history doesn't just start and end in 1967. Since then, the Palestinians launched the two intifadas, the first intifada, the second intifada, and then in Gaza, the second intifada ended with a victory for the Palestinians. You know, there were Israeli settlements in Gaza. That is what the occupation built once it conquered Gaza in 1967. There were 21 Israeli settlements in Gaza. It was through Palestinian intifada and revolution and resistance that those settlements had to leave Gaza. 21 settlements left Gaza in 2005. And since then, the Zionist state launched its retaliation by imposing the siege on Gaza. So these events, that is the reality on the ground. The Palestinians and their sacrifice has been met with Israeli brutality. The siege on Gaza should have been broken the day that it was imposed on the Palestinian people. But that's what brings us here today. That even though the war of the Nakba lasted 6 days, and within 6 days the Arabs and their armies had to surrender, the Palestinian resistance continues to fight 600 days of Israeli invasion, violations, aggression, warfare, starvation. And the goal of the Zionist entity, through the imposed starvation that we're witnessing today, is to orchestrate surrender. So all of us here, when we stand with the Palestinian people and the international Palestinian movement, what we are standing for is a position of no surrender. No surrender. The Palestinian people have made it very clear that they will not back out of their rights. And it is our duty to refused the normalization deals in Morocco, in Saudi, the UAE, across the region. But here in the West, we can back the Palestinians and their resistance as well through the campaigns we have, such as Shut Down Albert, MERS, etc. So this is what we want. This is what the Palestinian people have called for. They want full withdrawal, because that is within their rights. Full withdrawal of the Zionist army. The Zionist army has no right to occupy Gaza, and that is the message on Nakba. Because in 2005, that is what the Palestinians achieved. And so it's our role to maintain that and move forward, not to move backwards. We are not accepting another setback for the Palestinian struggle. We are not accepting the permanent occupation of the Israeli Zionist agenda in Gaza. And the starvation methods are to achieve that. They want the Palestinian resistance to back down and to hand over Gaza to become Israeli colonized land, but also to re-establish settlements in Gaza. Now those settlements, they withdrew in 2005 and they will not return, because the Palestinian people, it is their right to return, and Palestine is ours, Jerusalem is ours, Gaza is ours, the West Bank is ours. Thank you for standing with the Palestinian people. On the Nakba, very important to assert that Jerusalem, especially, and Al-Aqsa is ours, because that is significantly what led to the humiliation of Arab and Muslim nations, and that is what we remember this Eid as well. It is fundamental that we continue to fight against the Zionist occupation and to continue to fight until we see the full liberation of our land. No to occupation, no to Zionism, no to colonization. We're here every week. We're continuing the Sunday rallies. We appreciate that we've been doing these for more than a year and a half, and that you can't make it every Sunday, but please do some kind of rotation, do some kind of routine for yourself, and continue to show up and stand with Palestine, because the Palestinian people are standing. They have not been subjugated, they have not been defeated, they continue to resist, and long live the resistance! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! Thank you so much, Tasneem. As Tasneem said, Palestinians continue to resist. We need to continue to resist as well. The liberation of Palestine is dependent on each and every single one of us. Just as the Palestinians continue to resist, so too should we. We must, until Palestine is free, from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. We have a duty here in the safety of this country to continue to resist by any means necessary. Be it blocking weapons manufacturing companies, attending the weekly rallies here every Sunday, whether it be attending to protest outside of your local MP's office, educating your community, whatever it may be, we need to continue to resist. We need to continue standing for Palestine. We need to continue demanding justice. The weekly rallies continue. We have the monthly rally, which will be going next month, July 20th, all the way to Canberra. If there is any rally that we make If there's any rally that any of your friends or family make, it is the rally in Canberra on the 20th of July. Let us build a mass rally in Canberra. We need to hold our government to account. For way too long, they have taken our voices for granted. They have taken our votes for granted. We have been taken for granted. They think that they can get away with siding with Israel. What do we say to that? No. What do we say to that? No. We are going to show them exactly where the power lies, and that is in us, the people. We need to demand sanctions. Palestine needs sanctions imposed immediately. Enough is enough. It was enough 77 years ago, it was enough yesterday, it is enough today. We need justice and we need liberation from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Please make sure that you continue to be the voice of reason. Please make sure that you continue to be a voice for humanity and a voice for Palestine. Continue to demand justice, and not only demand, because actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. We need each and every single one of you acting in every single way that you can, in every way that matters. Continue to demand liberation, continue to demand justice, continue to stand for Palestine. Thank you so much, everybody, for continuing to resist. Thank you for continuing to resist. Thank you for continuing to stand for Palestine. Honestly, looking at the sea of you honestly inspires me with so much hope. Everybody has shown up for Palestine week in, week out. That is something that we need to be incredibly proud of. Be proud of your resistance and continue to resist until Palestine is free. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday. We'll see you next Sunday. Otherwise, we're marching right back to the State Library. Thank you so much for standing with Palestine. Let's work towards a free Palestine together. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Alright, let's get marching. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Same thing on the way up.
Good, yeah. I'm glad we're into just started thinking today for like this Saturday summit meeting. I'm thinking about putting another summit agenda. So about it's basically like a different, slightly different version of the proposal from last month. But yeah, I'll try to send it through to you.
Yep. Cool. All right. No problem. Cool. See you next week.
Yeah.